Hey, you guys! Welcome back to another episode of For Such Time as This, a podcast about calling, timing, and trusting God in the season that you're actually in, not just the one you hope to be in. I'm your host, Bethany. This season is called Creative Calling, so I'm talking to a whole bunch of different creatives in the ministry field. So sit back, relax, and be expectant for what the Lord might have for you in this episode. Okay, guys, today I am joined by my friend Jemima.
Hello.
He is kind of at the intersection of ministry and entrepreneurship and creativity all at the same time because he's a video director at Union Church, but then also you own this lovely studio that we're in.
Shout out Brickwork Studio.
Yes. So we have a Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year.
See that we have a special destination podcast for y'all today. Yes. So let's just start at the beginning, Jemima. How did you get into videography and photography type vibes?
Type vibes. That's true. First of all, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Stay sure to shout out to you. Shout out to Brickwork Studios. Let's go. Yeah. And Happy New Year too. How did I first get into videography and photography and all the good stuff? It's honestly, I didn't really know I was getting into it. It was more so just the people I had around me. Had a phenomenal mentor, and still a very, very close friend. And at the time, he just hung out at church, and I'm like, all right, cool. I wanted to hang out with this person, so I'm just at church. And then we started doing like what we do at me and outtakes, basically announcements like that. And I was like, hey, you want to watch me shoot this? And I was like, yeah, sure. Fit. And just hanging out from there. And since then, everything I've learned has been through church in some form or shape. So, yeah.
How long ago was that?
This was 2015.
Okay, so not super long ago comparatively. So you weren't like a child prodigy of let me take pictures with this camera when I'm 5.
No. However, my dad was a director and my mom was a local actress. So we have creativity and entertainment, and my brother is also into entertainment, and my sister is entertainment. It's always in blah blah. I never wanted it I was a pre-med student before.
Oh,
so okay. Yeah, I never really wanted it. I was like, oh, it's cool. This is something I do on the side, but I never really saw it as if I saw it, definitely see it as ministry. Definitely calling. Definitely see it as anything. It was just, it was at the center of it for me at that time. This was what someone I respected was doing to get closer to God, and I just want that life that guy has. So yeah.
Okay. Was there a moment where you were like, oh, I'm not going to do pre-med anymore. I'm going to do this?
I'm still trying to figure it out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No. Was there a moment? I think it wasn't during the time of transition and just more so praying about it. At some point, I knew I was gonna, in some form, go into ministry. Now, everyone is called as a calling, as a ministry, but into church. At some point, I knew that. I knew that's gonna happen at some point.
Okay.
When that was gonna happen, I had no idea.
Right.
Yeah. So it was just a matter of when. But also never thought being creative would be an expression of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So even when you were younger, you thought, oh, I'm going to be in ministry?
Even when I was younger,
you just didn't think the creative side of it would be part of it?
Yes. My mom's a pastor. Well, my mom's an evangelist. My dad's a pastor. So being in church, loving God and learning about God and growing in God has always that's always been instilled in me. I always knew that was going to happen. But again, to what capacity, I was a bit doctor, a brain surgeon.
Right. Okay. So what was you kind of touched on it a little bit, but what was your early experiences with the camera? The first time you touched a camera, you were at church, I assume.
Yes.
You were just taking pictures or videos?
It was videos. It's always been mostly videos. I also love photography, but I find a video. I'm so shout out to everybody. I'm sorry. All right. I always find photography is what I love. I am inspired by photography, but I love the realm of videos because this is what it is. Being humble, I don't feel gifted enough to nail the story in one frame. So I believe in sequences. So even when I take photos, I try to sequence my photos to tell the story. So yeah, I don't think I'm that good to take one picture and that one picture will tell like a compelling story. Now, and so what I do get inspired by, I'm gonna intend it. But what I do get inspired by is phenomenal pictures that tell a good story, and I try to incorporate that into photography and make sure that every single frame tells a story. But yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Yeah, I think you are being humble because I feel like you have no photography gift as well. But it's
But no, yeah, it's always been video. There was never really one moment that was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is it. I'm gonna do it. No, I never had that. It's just
Okay.
it didn't work like that for me. Again, it was just what I really, really wanted was to get close to God and to learn. Like I saw someone's life, I saw how big of a life he had. How much fun he had doing this. This is so fun. Yeah. And I was like, I'm not bad. Like that's great. Even if I don't do this as a job, I just want that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I can agree. I'm on like the same platform of like, oh my goodness, creativity can be part of church.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? That's so good. I love it. That's so good. That's so good.
So your role is a blend of like artistry, leadership, faith, all mixed into one. So as a video director at a multi-campus church, how do you stay rooted in faith when you're creating week after week at like a fast pace?
Yeah. It's a lot of intentionality. It's a lot of being intentional with the time I spend with God, my worship time, my prayer life, time I spend with my wife, time I spend with family, time I spend working on projects, and yeah, just a lot of intentionality because I feel like what we do as creators, while it's a phenomenal opportunity, it's not the same as like, hey, let's hold hands and let's pray together. Like, right, I want to minister to you and all that stuff. It's not like that. But but it still needs to come from like a spiritually minded place. It still needs to come from God, like you are ministering to people, right? Your creativity. So it's very, very important to pour into yourself. Or build a community is always calling you higher, which our leaders at Union are phenomenal at. Shout out to my bester. But yeah, so
intentionality and time management just sounds like with all the things you just listed, time nearby, I'm with project, I'm earning
it. You manage it, which I'm not the best at. Got to see working on me on that. That part was starting late, just because I was setting stuff out. But the life is, I'm a perfectionist. I don't think so. I don't think so. But yeah, just time and just being intentional about like decisions you're making and the pace at which you make those decisions. Yeah.
How do you discern what stories to tell, like when you're at church?
I wish I could take credit for that, but that's not me. Again, we have phenomenal leaders. We have shout out to my pastor, Pastor Devona. Is great at just finding stories and recognizing what stories work, and not in a sense that everyone has a story, right? Right. God is doing something great in everybody's life, but for that season, right? There's a reason why there's a passage in the Bible like that pastor reads for every sermon. Oh, many, it was a sermon series. So there's a story that God is calling for that season or for wherever it is that Sunday is about or this month is about, and it's very, 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 very good. And I'm still learning there. In finding those stories and telling those stories at the right time and all that good stuff. What I will say that can help anybody out there, maybe you're not in ministry, maybe you're not in church, maybe you just take pictures, maybe you just take videos or anything like that, is that try to, like I said, like make sure like every frame, at least as much as possible, make sure every frame is telling a story. I wrote this down in my notes. This is the best. This is what I use as a rule book, right? That's like a guide. There's this, I don't know if you've heard this before, if anyone has heard this before. There's there's basically, someone said this, someone in the video work said this, that this is the best story they've ever heard. There's 3 signs at a yard sale. It says, for sale, baby shoes, never more. Have you heard this before?
No, I haven't.
No. So just imagine, just put in your mind, for sale,
Okay.
baby shoes, nevermore.
Yep.
That tells a story. That's an entire movie right there.
Yeah.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an entire movie right there. And there's just three phrases. Like it's not even up to like 9 words. So yeah, just putting that in the back of your mind, like whatever story you tell, how you tell, because how you tell the story is also very, very, very important. So how you tell the story, making sure that there's again intentionality, like every single frame, every sequence, our sequence it is. What does this person say? And then what did they say after this? Is this clear? Do we need to add one more sentence to make this make sense to the viewer or to the listener? If it's a social media post, it's a recap or whatever it is, making sure that like, hey, this makes sense and it tells the story of what you actually want to say.
Okay. So what does collaboration look like between the creative team and the pastors and the ministries across like the main team, but also across like all the campuses?
Yeah, no, very good. I think my pastor says is that we would think of ourselves in a sense of like we're an agency contracted to Union Church. That's how it works. So collaboration is very, very, very important. Where most of the stuff we create or we get a chance to create, it's not for ourselves. It's either for church, it's for the production team. Like we have our deliverable is going to someone about something. Yeah, we're creating groups promo or something. It's going to groups. We already talked about groups. We're creating a testimonial for baptisms or something like that. It's talking about baptism, calling people to the next steps. So we're getting as much information as possible and feedback, which is phenomenal with whatever department we're working with. So it's very, very streamlined. And I encourage any creative, again, whether in church, out in church, to just really, really make sure that you're encouraging that feedback and encouraging that collaboration. I know it's sometimes also with social media and all that, it's sometimes like, all right, cool, we're gonna create in silos and all that. But I think what it does is it just makes us just the way we see creativity just so microscopic, and where like there's so much more that can happen when you collaborate with people, and also people who got too. So it's great. And that's a good way to tell stories.
Yeah. In what ways do you see creativity, especially videography and photography, making an impact in the kingdom?
So I usually like to ask ourselves, how does this tie to the vision statement? Our vision statement in the church is we all people know God, find freedom, discover purpose, and make a difference. So for every single story you tell, in my mind, whenever I'm shooting recap, whenever I'm shooting promo or something like that, whenever I'm shooting testimony, is how is this help the vision? How does it help move the vision forward? I think that's true for Union, and I think that's also happening everywhere else. You can see like creators like in the music industry, in the fashion industry, even in content creative. Very phenomenal friend, shout out, praise is also on staff. But yeah, there are people like this in the kingdom making impact not only in the church but also outside of church. To any creative out there, like this is a very, very good time to kind of, I think, be bold about your faith and be bold about what you do, and just be unashamed of the gospel. Because I think we're in a better place where it's starting to pay, and people are actually starting to.
Yes.
Yeah.
So being both in ministry and entrepreneurship, it requires vision and excellence and maybe a little bit of perfectionism. What keeps you passionate about this work?
Yeah, this is my notes too. Passion is not enough.
Okay.
Passion is not enough. Passion is not enough. Because in the difficult times, which there will be difficult times, in moments where you can't come up with ideas, and we got a due date. Shout out to due dates. We got due dates. Passion is not enough. I think, first of all, you need the grace of God to do anything that you're doing. But what really helps is just keeping in mind the impact, like I just mentioned, like how much we're helping push the kingdom of God forward. Just keeping in mind stories, having strong systems. Some of the really good things I've done this year, was not passionate about. Yeah, I was not passionate about it. Not for anything, but like I feel like I burned myself out the first 6 months, and the second 6 months, I well at least for the first three parts of the second 6 months, I'm trying to like catch up.
Yeah.
And some of my favorite projects ended up being from those projects that I felt like I wasn't passionate about because I already built great systems in the first part, the six ones, that those systems and like those knowledge and like, hey, actually this is how you put a light. And this is what you need to do with this many people and all that good stuff. This is how you finesse this. Really helped me out in the second part of the years. Yeah, how do you stay passionate?
That's a good question. You just turned to the question.
Turn around. Ooh, you spinning it around. How do you stay passionate?
That's a good question. I think for me, relating it to ministry, so being able to take pictures and video at church, that's like my favorite. Like I do videography and photography a little bit outside of church, but give me a camera in church every day. I'm like so happy.
Yeah.
So I
I
just
think you're phenomenal with you. I love serving with you. I love serving with like a lot of people on the team. Most of the people on the team. I should say everybody on the team. Most of the people on the team. I said what I said. All right. No, the team is absolutely phenomenal. But I think something that everybody on our team has is like we just love to have fun. This is probably there and other people talking about like Tim, like y'all team, we just like y'all cutting up like yeah, you just love to have fun. We try to create a very excellent but still like enjoyable environment.
yes, and
You embody that.
oh,
You embody excellence and being enjoyable.
and you guys do such a good job at it though, because it's so much fun to sit in the creators room with y'all. But you're all doing what you're supposed to be doing to have excellent work.
No, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. But you can't have fun while doing it. Right. Especially once I was like high pressure now. Like, oh, we did this, it's all done. Right. Everything else is like there.
Yeah, but I think the passion behind it is, yes, it's fun, and yes, I love it just in general, but knowing that it's for growing his kingdom.
Yep.
And again, going back to creativity can be part of church, it just still blows my mind. I'm like, pictures and videos is how I can grow his kingdom. I'm so exciting. Oh, I love it. That's my word century. Thanks. I was unprepared.
Hey, baby, you gotta be buried. You gotta be prepared.
Is there a project or a moment, either at Union or like here in the studio or outside of that, that really sticks with you?
So I'm not the best at staying in the moment. Like I'm like very task oriented. Like you gotta get stuff done. And but I can say like I definitely like at any moment I love the challenges that come at each moment and like solving those problems creatively. But if I could, I'll pick two. So you said one for church and one for studio, right? So at the church, around the time I was transitioning into ministry, I had someone on my team that was leading at the time, and he also heard this crazy story of mine. Like, why would you leave medical school for ministry? What are you doing with your life? But my response to him was like, at that point, if it was like 2-3 months in, I wasn't really 100% sure. Like I was still praying about it. Like I knew this was the next step in some form, but I was still praying about it. But in that conversation, this was really good about people and what we get to do. It's not only just in the deliverable, it's actually in the people we interact with. Like you're getting a picture like, hey, can I take a picture real quick? And in that, you're leading people to like their next steps. So that conversation, I was basically like, hey, but I just opened my mouth and I just started talking, and I felt like the Spirit of God was talking to me as I was like communicating. And it was just so like, hey, I could in a couple of years' time, or even right now, be shadowing with a doctor and communicating with someone and just leading them to like, oh, okay, cool, we're gonna get an MRI scan, or cool, I'm gonna get your vitals and all that good stuff and impacting life. But right now, I feel like I'm making the same impact that I much more than I'm making if I was there right now, just talking to you, and we're just like pouring into each other and like we're having this conversation. So I think that moment was really well solidified that like, oh yeah, this is what God has called me to do. This is what I really would love to do. So yeah, that's the one church moment. So I don't think it's really tied to any project. And then for the studio. But the studio, it's actually one building studio. Oh my This time was being in the studio, and I never felt anxious in my adult life that I can remember. But you did this. That's what my sister said. It's like must be nice. But I did. But I did because it's a lot. I had a phenomenal partner once, super great, and we work well together with the studio is phenomenal. Everything you see on social, that's all but that's really good. And so we coming up with ideas and all that, but just building it just took, I think, a little bit longer. I mean, we technically, once we got started, it was really quick, but like we were looking for a place for like 2 years, and then once we found a place, then we kept building the place, carrying out the place, renovating the place. Like this is our first time, like a studio or business, both for us. So yeah, I just started feeling nervous, and all the nervousness, I just was praying about it, and God just took me to Matthew chapter 6, verse 25, and there's a phrase there that it basically says like, "Hey, if He takes care of the birds, then how about you?" Yeah, and what the Spirit God was saying to me was like, "Hey, go watch the birds. Like, go. Let's go touch grass. Like, just go outside and see what God has done. Like, and don't focus on like, oh, I see this person's studio. I actually want it to look like this, but like, just go see what God has done and let that inspire you." So those two moments are really they've stayed in me through I think past couple of years.
Yeah, that's cool. Those are good packed moments, and I kind of like that they aren't like tied to like a project or something.
That's how a projects go. Also, projects go in common, and once every project's done, I'm like, I could delete this better. I could do this better. But those moments, especially because they're God moments, and I think those are the ones that really like make you and define you.
That's true. So, how do you view success in a creative world beyond like views and numbers on social media?
How do you view success? I say, this is not my definition. This is all the definition I'm learning from like a couple of messages there. Right here, it's good. Success is what you can produce consistently, and you're successful in an area when you can keep working hard at it, even when you don't have to. Okay, that's what I define as success, right? It's in the sense that my pastor Sticking says this, that if you got $1 million today, would you still be doing
right
what you're doing?
Right.
Yeah, but just still doing what you're doing. If you're at now, again, everybody's at different seasons and all that good stuff. If I did, I'll still be doing what I'm doing. So to me, I'm successful in my area. Now, success has to do with growth. And again, because you're working hard, even because you don't have to, that success is going to keep increasing. And so it is.
Hey, you guys, it's me again. Don't worry, I'll be right back with our guests. I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you so much for spending time with us today. I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Let's sit and think about what might have been said that can relate to your life today. And if you're enjoying it, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, comment, all the things. You can find us on YouTube for Such Time as This with Bethany Garner, or you can find us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. All right, let's get back to them.
Circling back to church a little more, how do you balance like telling high quality video information and keeping Jesus and people at the center of it?
Honestly, this is a really good question.
Oh, thank you.
So good, right? How do I balance telling high quality stories and keeping Jesus and people? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if you keep Jesus and people at the heart of it, you're gonna tell high quality stories. This is no way. This is my God is excellent. My God is He created the whole world in 7 days, and give me this project. Like, so just give me time. I'm not God. Right. I'm the son of God. I could really channel it, but my mind is on that, on that. And there's a scripture I had found, 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 11. Mm-hmm. And it was basically saying like, hey, whoever speaks to the congregation, right? Which we speak Okay, so the passage says, whoever speaks to the congregation, which we do, speaks the very word of God. So it says, whoever speaks to the congregation, speaks the very word of God. Our deliverables are constantly speaking to your congregation. Yeah. Most pastors like the 45 minutes message. Maybe you only get 3 minutes. Maybe you only get 1 minute. Maybe you only get 45 seconds. Maybe it's just one picture. But still, with that picture, it's speaking to the church. Every creative, especially in ministry, needs to carry that weight. Some form of what you're doing is speaking to people and it's changing the lives, and people are interacting with them. People are clicking on this post, and that is leading them to the next steps, to get baptized, to get to find freedom, to get to know more about God, to take their next steps. It's a weight. Like, obviously we have grace, and the yoke is not heavy at all. But it's a weight that I carry. I think every single creative should carry too. It's not a joke. This is very serious. And you have to absolutely take it serious as much as you can, as much as you can. It's also from worship, and I really wanted it to be cool. I really wanted it cool, but at the same time, I really wanted this to minister song. So it has to be really better, and it has to be, to me, it has to be better than what the world is doing. So when I do a recap, like it needs to. It's not a competition. It's not a competition, right? But the same way a concert would like a secular concert would capture my attention, I need my Jesus to capture someone's attention like that. Yeah. The same way an ad to capture someone, I need this ad to capture someone's attention.
And just to, I don't think I've shared this part of my story on this podcast or with you, but what brought me to Union is the social media. So that's just for you to know that it is making an impact, because I kept seeing it I was at my last church for 10 years, but I kept seeing Union over and over on my social media, and I was like, that looks like a place where everybody loves Jesus and everybody loves each other. Yeah. And I want to go check it out. That's good. And then, of course, from there, you walk in the door, and Union's just so welcoming. Yes. And so there's so many other teams that you interact with. Yes. But the creativity is what drew me in. Thank you. Miss Blake. Thanks so much.
Thank you. I like that. Oh, that's so good. Thank you. So shout out to the social media teams.
Yes, that too. Yeah. So something we talk about every episode on this podcast is timing and obedience, but also burnout. So especially because we talk about it every episode, because I struggle with it so much. So I'm trying to get all the tips I can get. So how do you, with ministry and with entrepreneurship and everything else going on, how do you, what boundaries or rhythms do you have that keep you focused on creativity, but also keep you focused on your relationship with God? And from burnout, keep you from burning out.
I have a question for you before I answer that question. Why do you feel like it's a pipeline? Because I feel like most creatives do. So why do you feel like it's something like that is still working on? I'm working on.
Because rest in itself is a struggle for me. Because I love what I do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I go, that's it. I love what I do, but I just keep doing it so much that I don't get poured into.
Yes. Yeah. That's good. I think the same thing for most creators. We're passionate about this. Not everyone gets to do it, right? Yeah. Whether you're doing it even in church or outside of church, right? And if you're really good at it, which you are, you're just gonna want to do it.
Exactly.
Right? Even when let's say it's outside of church, if the project is not the best, if the idea is really good too, you're gonna want to do it. I think avoiding burnout and while still being consistent is just your hierarchy of priorities, right?
Yeah.
Your relationship, having a strong community. My wife keeps me in check. She keeps me in check. Shout out to you, my love. Keeps me in check. She's like, I hear from you. When are you going to bed? When are you going? When are you going to bed? I think you're just being unprofessional. So you gotta this. We got this done. All right, we got to do that. So having that, and also knowing that I gotta get up early so I can have my quiet time. So I need to go to bed right now. Now might be an hour later than when I should have gone to bed. Right. But that's like 2 hours before it would have been. So definitely just keeping the hierarchy of priorities, keeping God first, and then for me and my wife, we're just having that person that like just holds you accountable. Yeah. For burnout, because at that, and also systems, because at that point like you can't do it yourself, so it's not
Right there. Yeah. Yeah. That you can't do it yourself. I struggle with that too. You should do all of it.
Yeah, I can do all of it. Yeah, my guys do the same thing too. It's like, oh, this is a good one. How much does this extra 5% that you're about to put into this, how much is it gonna change the project? What is that?
That's true.
How much is it gonna change the project? So yeah, that's some soul struggle.
That's true. How do you navigate the tension between excellence, which makes something like perfect, and authenticity, which makes it meaningful?
Excellence and being meaningful. In what sense? In what sense of like excellence and
In, let's say, outside of church, in the stories you're creating, like here in the studio, how do you make sure something is excellent and authentic at the same time?
to me?
Yeah.
My story is different from everyone's story. What inspires you is different from what inspires me. I've told you on this before. The recaps I make, the projects I make, the reason why skill is at the forefront is because I'm Nigerian. Nigerians are. Now, this is a generalization, all right? Nobody, I'm from against whoever said this, please, all right? This is off the record. It's not like we're recording anything. When Nigerians are pretty, like, not like, not like a, sense, but like we really large. We like to leave abundantly, you know, is the case. So, my projects tends to show that, like, we have a studio. Studio needs to be the biggest bin in Maryland, right? If I'm doing a project, I'm not just doing a project for just this in your church, like just person, everyone else that looks at this says like, this is a level of excellence that's really good. So I think that comes from like my culture, and it needs to show skill. It needs to be grand. I need to have one trailer moment. I need to have one moment that like, if this moment is anywhere, you can be like, I want to see more about this. I think that comes from like being Nigerian, and also needs to be entertaining. That comes from my mom. It needs to be directed well. That comes from my dad. So it's you authentic from what God has already placed in you, from the things that you've been through, from every single thing that like God has put you through. He put you through for a reason, or that you put yourself through with behind. So just learn from that and apply that into your creative work. Yeah.
Okay. When the work seems like you've gotten into a flow of just routine and it's just going through the motions, or when you're burnt out and you're stretched thin, what helps you like come back and stay present?
Burnt out, stretched thin. I think this goes to where I said like when we're being in the studio. Definitely stretched thin, like emotionally, spiritually, financially. I was very busy season at a unit church. Super crazy to do that at that time. But yeah, a little bit crazy big. It's just and going out and just touching grass, just just breathing in air, just walking outside and leave the computer. Say computer, back away from me. I rebuke you in Jesus' name. And just going out and just seeing the world, I think that definitely helps. And just as you're seeing the world, like you're being spiritually minded while doing it. If you are a Christian, and just being intentional about that, like, hey, look at what God made. It's like God. And reminding yourself of all the wins that has happened in the past. Yeah, I think that helps.
That's good. Yeah. Okay, so if there's somebody listening right now who they want to create, they feel called to create, maybe in ministry, maybe not in ministry, and just in business, but they're doubting whether they can do it or the timing, what encouragement would you give them?
Sure, cool. I'm gonna be. There's a what's it called candy. It's like first it's sour and then it's sweet.
Oh yes, yeah, and it's the hard patch.
Yeah. I'm gonna be sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna be real me. Person.
Okay.
I wrote this down so I don't be too me. Okay. For that person, you said someone that's called to create in ministry and in business, and they're doubting their timing and doubting.
Right. Yeah.
In your weakness, in your doubt, and all this doubt and your insecurity, God's strength is made perfect in you. Right. That is it's essentially, and from the depths of the Bible, from the front page to the last page, is what God is saying now, like, hey, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you. Take my hands. All right? So God is there with you in that time. So God's grace is made perfect in you. However, every promise comes with a step of faith. And every step of faith comes with work.
Right.
So you got to work. You got to make sure that you're working. Where are you serving at? Where are your mentors? Are you pouring into yourself? Are you making sure that you're building yourself in whatever season of life they are? Whether it's a down season or whether it's a season of you being unseen. Most of my successes have been in moments when no one was watching. It's been in the little projects, the project that I didn't have to go hard for, right? And most of my failures have been in those projects too. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that was the case because whenever the project get bigger, I've built capacity. I've learned to like individuals. I've learned, and I'd rather fail in those small spaces than
for sure.
So just make sure that you're working on what you feel called to, and that you're serving there. You're serving in a high capacity. I think this is also only happens for church. Like I was gonna be a doctor. I was not gonna be a doctor. I just walk into a hospital and just pick up a scissors or start stabbers, people. I think it's because this is horrible. I think it's because like it's church and ministry. I was like, oh, I got that. I can do that. No, you can't. You need some form of training. You need some form of.
That's true.
So making sure that like in this season of your doubt and all this good stuff, that you're serving someone in high capacity, that you're connected to people that are calling you higher, connected, like making sure that you're encouraged and all of that. Okay, all right. I'm a friend, all right? And I say,
Yeah.
So people feel like they're called to something, which might be, but at the same time, you might not be. Yeah, you might not be. So just take this time to kind of like look through it, and just the more you like shadow and volunteer and like even work in there, work on projects, work on personal profits, that would kind of like make sure
Yeah, because I think once you get involved enough in something that you think you're called to, you're gonna hit a point where you're like, oh, never mind, I'm not onto this. You're gonna like,
I am. Yes, and the one thing I also add to this is when it comes to calling an assignment, which I love that you touched on your first episode, is the one thing about that is you are called to this and like the assignment and all that, but for most people the task is not really what you're called to.
right.
The task is not really what you're called to.
Yeah.
Whatever capacity I'm serving, my calling is to solve problems creatively. That is what I do best. That is the gift that God has given me. Now, how I apply that, the assignment that God has called me to apply that to, can be different in different seasons. So even in wherever season you're in, whether you're at the top or you're just starting, like just making sure that you're actually finding out what that genius is that God has given you, what that gift that God has given you. And this is how you know it's a gift. It is. I think I always refer to all the time that when someone else get blessed by it. So if people are getting blessed by something you're doing, then God is probably making the genius that's called you to it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what about the person that is already serving, like quietly behind the scenes?
Don't be quiet.
Okay. You let me finish the
I just say that was not even a plan. That was my intrusive thought. I'm sorry. That was my intrusive thought. Finish it.
No, don't be quiet. Here, I'll finish the question.
No, let's do this. No, this is good. Don't be quiet in the sense of, God has called you into a big life, right? God has called you to a big life. So don't just go like, I'm just go serve today, and I'm just walking, and I don't even only God sees me. I feel like we're doing a fast brand there. It's still like only God sees me. And I don't want anybody else to see me. No. Get into whatever space. Like,
yes,
if you're taking pictures, take pictures. Talk to people you're taking pictures of. Like, communicate with people. And I was going to say, this might be the Nigerian in me talking, but no, like God has called you to a big life. Like in whatever space, wherever room you're in, you don't have to be the loudest voice, but you should be making an impact that cannot be deniable. That is what the grace and promise of God on your life is. And if you're not doing that, then you're living quiet. And my God is not quiet. It says make a joyful noise. Like heaven is loud. So to an extent, like you gotta, yeah.
That was good.
Thank you.
I didn't even have to finish the question. You answered it.
What was the question about?
It was just what would you say to someone who's quietly living, like serving behind the scenes, and what encouragement can you give them when they feel like they're just
Yeah. Again, being intentional, just keep chasing God, excellence, and staying in community. And again, do not be that quiet in that community. You might be unseen, but then I'm quiet. God sees you. You're surrounded every time by an innumerable company of angels. But yeah, and God is teaching you something in that season, and you got to learn it so you get on to the next season. So yeah.
Okay, last question. Easy one, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
For anybody that wants to see your work, or anybody that wants to book at this beautiful studio that we're in, where can they find more information about you?
Oh, this is the hardest question now. You set me up. You can find me on. Let's not say you can find me. I rarely post, but whenever I do, you're gonna be blessed. I promise you, you're gonna love it. First of all, if you're not following the podcast, you got kind of follow the podcast.
Yeah,
I got to follow you first. That's extra. Like, what are you doing? Get yourself together. Gem I is JMHIGH. It might come up on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
And then and I also have an event business I open, so like a lot of photography, covering events, that good stuff. A.D Studios _, and then definitely Brickwork Studios, HR Brickworks, Brickwork Studios. So that's Brickwork Studios _. We're in Baltimore, in Maryland. It's phenomenal. We're great space. We have the capacity to create whatever you want to create. Like again, like our idea was to create a space where creators can come into, man, you can just make whatever you want. Like you want to, especially like creators that are not like production level, yes. Now, obviously for production house, come on down, we got you covered also. I actually want a scene, I want a house scene, like we have everything here to like make it happen. And I want a podcast scene, we have everything there to make it happen. Also snacks are pretty good.
The snacks are pretty good.
Snacks are pretty good. So much snacks are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you guys check it out, you'll see. But it's not just like this.
Yes.
Right here.
Yes. We have like
we're different.
1, 2. We have a cyc wall.
Yeah.
We have our green wall. It'll be a green lime wash wall pretty soon. Right now we have Christmas minis. Well, that was last year, but all right, you missed out. You missed out on something. Watch out for it in 11 months time. We have green set, we have blue wall, we have another, it's a loft style, so you have like open windows and all that good stuff. Strips out on Instagram, man. I'm pretty sure you get to like it.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sure that's to buy. Oh yeah,
absolutely.
All right, thank you, Jemima, so much.
Thank you so much. This was so fun.
This was so fun.
This was so fun. This was really good. I feel like we like serve, and even though we have fun, but if there's a lot of people, so if you have a lot of types of like girls and stuff. I have another question for you. There's something like you could say, what's in your heart today? What's in my heart? What's on my heart today? Yeah, what did Dunlink, what's God saying to you? But do you feel like there's someone out there, like maybe there's a word in your heart for them? What's you going to say to them?
Oh, okay. It's going to be just kind of like off the wall, because it's really just what like God's saying to me right now. And it's nothing to do with players.
Oh, off the
right. God has really been pushing patience on me lately, which
is good.
I've needed for a long time. But like last night, I was in a moment of praying, like, what am I supposed to be learning in this season, Lord? Like, I'm trying to figure that out. And then the book that I was reading and the verses that I read last night both just kind of aligned with just be patient and be faithful. Just faithfully keep doing the things that you're doing and be patient for the next thing that's coming. There you go.
Thank you guys so much for spending time with us today. I really loved having you here. If you liked this episode, make sure you share it with someone you know. I'd also love if you guys would comment any questions you might have that we can answer on future episodes. Remember that each one of you was born for such a time as this. Until next time, bye!